Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, welcome back to my video. So in here I want to tell you the material about understanding argument. I just book with title Mindscape Critical Reading Skills and Strategies by Kristen E. Carter, published at 2010 for the reference. So here we go. Okay guys, understanding arguments heightens your skill of critical reading and thinking, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So learning how to map an argument helps you lay out the structure of a persuasive reading and begin to effectively react to the supporting nuance and hone or refine your own points of view regarding critical issues. You are now familiar with the kinds of textbook that make up the majority of assigned reading for college level course. You also have developed skills to enhance your understanding of literature, reading essays, newspaper articles, and editorials. And research studies from professional journals require specific reading strategies. So understanding and applying these strategies will help you understand the key points of each of these types of reading. Okay, now I want to tell you how to read an essay, article, or a research study. So this is some quick tips to read an essay, article, newspaper, or research study, or other. So this is the question, like a question. So why is the topic important? You must know what the topic is and what kind of support did the writer give to support the thesis or articles, and who wrote the essay or articles. That means is who the author is, and how is information were published that affect your understanding to other information on the topic, like that. To read critically, you learned to employ the following steps. The first is determine the topic. The second is determine the pattern of organization. The third is determine the author's most important point or thesis. And the fourth is determine the supporting points that back up the core idea. That is. Okay, there are several ways to understand the argument here. So the first is to know what the author means. Is it perspective or descriptive writing? And then there is argument mapping, then fact and opinion, and you will know what types of supporting arguments are. First is it perspective or descriptive writing? If the author purpose is to persuade the reader as to accept a particular position about an issue or to move the reader to a particular action, then the author gives the reader a prescription to speak. The author prescribes a stance, perspective, a course of action. This type of writing is called perspective. You can recognize perspective writing from the use of phrases such as we should, we ought to, we need to, and so on. These are phrases that indicate a value, judgment, or opinion about an issue. In contrast, if an author presents information about an issue without taking a particular side, present just the facts and no personal opinion about the facts, He or she is not trying to convince or persuade. The other is writing to describe a situation or to inform the reader about something, so it's called descriptive writing. Okay, then mapping argument. In this argument mapping, you sort the arguments according to the outline. For example, what is the issue about? The first line in book is what is the issue about. Then below it there is supporting argument 1. After the issue is blah blah blah, and below is supporting argument 1, and then the below again is supporting argument 2, and so on. So this mapping makes it easier for you to read the arguments in the text. The next is fact and opinion. Determining the issue, point of view, and supporting argument is the first step to understanding persuasive writing. But to be a critical reader, you also need to recognize different types of supporting arguments and begin to evaluate their strengths and weaknesses. You need to consider the effectiveness of an author's argument by understanding the difference between fact and opinion. Fact versus opinion is an easy concept to grasp. A fact is something that can be proven. An opinion is one person's belief or something that cannot be proven. Okay, the last is types of support and argument. Understanding different ways that an author presents both fact and opinions to support his or her point of view will help you become more informed. You know that an author can use facts or support his or her point of view, which is his or her opinion. An author will also use other types of support to lend credence or believability to his or her argument. When an author backs up the main idea, that is his or her point of view, one of these 5 types of support can be used. The first is fact. As you learned, facts are supporting points that can be verified or proven. Make sure the facts that are used to reinforce the point are directly related to the point. The second is reasons. Authors also use reasons to support their point of view. Reasons are opinions based on facts. The third is example. Examples are supporting points that illustrate or clarify the author's point of view. This may be logical and reasonable, but cannot be verified like fact or statistic. The fourth is testimony. This type of support is used when an author cites an expert witness and or someone seen to be an authoritative source to comment on and back up the overall point. And the last is counter-arguments. A writer can use counter-arguments, as do lawyers in court, to first outline what the opposing side argues and then prove the opposing side's wrong or point errors in reasoning. So that's all the material about understanding argument. I hope it can help you to know how ways to understanding argument. Thank you for watching.